Who is the Jewish strongman? Shimshon Samson comes to my mind, a man who was able to defeat an army with a jawbone and to take down an entire complex by pushing two pillars with his bare hands. Brute force he clearly had. But his power was not found within his actions, within his muscles, but rather within refraining and restraining himself and holding back from wine and from cutting his hair, because he was a Nazir. And as an example of a Nazir, he is brought our Haftarah in this week's Perashat. Because in our Perashat Nasso, we talk about a Nazir. We generally think that it's the person that comes to a negotiation, that comes to a conversation with a dominating force and tone that's going to win. But Chris Voss, the former international hostage negotiator for the FBI, says actually the opposite. It's the person that comes to the conversation ready to listen, ready to be empathetic, ready to understand the other's point of view, to restrain oneself, to hold oneself back, and to recognize that you're not at the opposite end of the table against the other person. They're not your opponent, but you're at opposite ends of the same problem, and work together to find a solution, your partners. It's a very powerful idea of what it means to be a gibor, a person in charge, a person with power. It's not just forcefulness. It's not reactiveness, but it's responsiveness, which comes from listening. There's a very famous phrase that I'm sure everybody knows. It's by Ben Azai. Ezehu gibor hakovesh et Yisro. Who is the one who has the strength, the person who is able to have control of oneself and not react to the situation, but rather to respond, which means to have patience and to be able to listen. In our situation that we're currently in, it's very easy to react to our spouses, to our children, to the tension that we have, and within business negotiations as well. But we have to recognize the fact that that's not where we're going to be successful. Where we're going to be successful is when we learn how to hold ourselves back, how to listen, and how to be empathetic. And what Chris Voss says in our modern day was actually echoed at the end of the statement by Ben Azai in the Avot de Rabbi Natan. There it says, V'yesh omrim, there are those that say, that it's the one who change is his son'o, the one who is against him, into ahavato, the one that loves him. The one who is able to understand the point of view of the other and to respond to them, to turn them from their opponent to their partner. Is a very, very powerful and important lesson in our modern age and the stress that we're dealing with.